might not get published. So those can be the consequences. So here, actually, I would love to give you the improvement strategy for all of them. But again, this is beyond my scope. So here I have just chosen only one, like how to give a good oral scientific presentation. So the first one, the first strategy, that first you should consider your audience. Okay, so consider your audience, meaning you need to actually adjust the pitch of the talk on the basis of your audience. So you need to think like your audience is expert or non-expert, graduate student or undergraduate students, or faculty or your employee. So on the basis of the audience, you can design your talk. Then definitely structure your presentation. So you need to actually logically think that what the structure, what the points you want to include in your presentation. Like first should be the title, then the background, then the your hypothesis, then result, then conclusion. So you need to structure your talk in a very logical way. You need to include the elements in a very logical way. Then you must improve your quality of slide so that the figures and the data should be in a right contrast. They should have right sharpness, as well as they should have like kind of like the every diagram should be annotated. If you are putting some schematic diagram, you need to maintain the flow chart, like your font and your even the arrow size and length should be the same. Okay, so you should maintain the quality of your slide. Then content, like again, it's kind of interdependent with audience. So you need to have your good content. Like you need to be sure like what type of background you need to include, what data we need to include. So be careful about your content. And then definitely delivery of the presentation. So when you are delivering your presentation, you must be poised and smooth. You have to maintain the right pace throughout your seminar. And definitely your presentation must be understandable. Okay. And the last one, definitely you should include the takeaways, meaning you need to include the clear message, clear summary of your talk. Okay, so those are the 6 strategies you can have a good oral presentation. My second skill is collaboration. So like teamwork and collaborative capability. So we all know we need to do all sorts of like collaboration and teamwork in all aspects of our life. So there is probably not a single job now in this 21st century what doesn't need collaboration or teamwork, right? So we need to build these skills. So here I'm actually going to show you a subtle difference between teamwork and collaboration. So teamwork is work within a group to achieve a common goal, but collaboration is actually work between 2 or more groups to achieve a goal. So there is a subtle difference between teamwork and collaboration. And what are the collaboration skills? Is the abilities which enable people within an organization to engage with each other, to be productive and to be efficient. So what are the importance of collaboration? Definitely you can save time, you can share your knowledge, your skills, your responsibility with other members, you can get good feedback from your team members so that you can improve, you can build social network, and definitely you can increase the interdependence. So here I have jotted down like 9 importance. I cannot go like one by one. So if you guys want to see, you guys can come back and check that. So what are the consequences of having a poor collaboration skills? What can happen? Here I'm saying, giving some example from research lab. Your collaborative projects can get delayed, then you cannot be productive anymore. And definitely at the end of the day, your collaborative project will be terminated. Okay. So why it's like that? Why it's happened? Because we sometimes afraid to accept and give feedback. Team members are, there is a lack of transparency in team members, meaning a few team members can actually withhold the information, or they can take the final decision without informing the other team members. So when the other team members don't know that, oh my God, it's the final decision has been taken. So this is not good, right? Then your collaboration will be just disrupted. So be transparent when you are doing a collaboration. Then members may not be clear about their specific task, and members sometimes are not flexible at the time of emergency. If your supervisor really need you for something, try to judge the emergency and definitely talk to him. Okay, so be flexible at the time of emergency. So now I am giving you like one strategy of these challenges. I can only focus on one strategy of feedback. So how to provide the feedback? So when you are providing a feedback to someone, first judge the trust level, right? So providing a feedback kind of depends on the trust level, like how much trust you have between your team. And if you see that, okay, there is a good trust in our team, then you should give the constructive feedback, meaning your feedback must be supportive and identify solutions in the weak area of your team member. So you must be, first of all, supportive, and you need to find out some solution from his side actually. Like you cannot just say, like here I'm giving you an example, like you are a bad dog. What that does mean, right? You bad dog, so what? So that's why dog is saying, could you be please more specific? So it means like just don't say them that, oh, it's bad, oh, it's good, it's okay. No, just find out the um, weak area, right? Weak area of your team member. Then try to think whether you have the trust. If you see that, okay, we have a like ample trust within us, then ask them, can I say something to you so that you can improve more? If he said, oh yes, just go ahead and just give me some good suggestion so that I can improve more, please say that. Please give the solution to him so that he can improve. Okay, so this is kind of constructive feedback. So it's a very positive feedback. Definitely depend on the trust, but if you have trust, give the constructive feedback. Okay. So what are the accepting feedback strategy? I have shown you how to give the constructive positive feedback, but now it's the strategies to how to accept the feedback. When you listen to the feedback, uh, you first listen to the feedback, then be aware of your response, be open. Okay, so sometimes what happens, like when our supervisors are saying us something, we, like as a human being, we are always in a defensive mode, like flight or fight mode, right? But like, oh, my supervisor is not saying good to me. But your supervisors, if you have trust, if as he is your supervisor, you should first think like, okay, I shouldn't be in the defensive mode. I should listen to him. I should be aware like what mistakes actually I have done, and he is giving me the feedback for my good. So please accept the feedback. The good example of accepting feedback is when we submit our papers to a journal, our reviewers actually give us the best constructive feedback. They are not actually giving us the, oh, this data is not good, this figure is not good. No, they don't do that. They actually are figuring out what are the specific mistakes we have done. So if you guys have had this, like I think many of our audience have already published the paper and have gone through this experience. So for hard feedback example, for constructive feedback example, reviewer, reviewing a paper is the most good, like most best, most relevant example. Okay. So now the second part of collaboration is group meeting. Okay. So when you do the collaboration, you need to do lots of small group meetings. So what are the challenges of doing a small group meeting? Because sometimes you cannot find a common time among the for the members to meet. Next, another point is kind of some members can be dominating and some members can be shy. So there is not a good participation happening in this meeting. So what should we do? We can actually use an online free scheduling tool to find out a common meeting time. So here I'm showing you a doodle. So doodle is a online scheduling tool. So if you want to fix a time for every member, you can actually use this tool. Next, you can definitely, your team is full of different personality, because full of different persons means full of different personality. So everybody is not same in this world. Everybody is unique actually. So please, you can ask politely to them, please think about your personality and then make space for others. Next, meeting coordinator or meeting chair should must be responsible so that everybody can participate. So he can actually designate some roles to everyone so that everybody can participate in the meeting. And the last one is definitely to have a ground rule. So what is ground rule? What that does mean? Ground rules are actually an expectation, like how you can interact with others during the meeting. So at the very beginning of the meeting, you should actually have some ground rule. So here are some examples of how to fix a ground rule, like everyone should be invited to speak, everyone should listen carefully, so that every member should know how to interact with each other. My third skills is emotional intelligence and empathy. Okay, so few slides before, I have shown you the relationship between mindset and success. Now in this topic, I'm actually going to show you the emotions, the relationship between emotions and success. So mindset and success is growth mindset, and then emotions and success is emotional intelligence and empathy. As Dr. Ghoshal said, and Dr. Ms. Datta said, so we need to have these skills. So what is emotional intelligence? Like the ability of an individual to understand and manage his or her own emotion as well as others' emotion. Because as I'm continuously saying to you, in this 21st century, in academia also, we are trying to build more team, we are trying to do more collaboration, means we are trying to manage more people. So if the frequency of interactions is higher, that means we are also having our less time. So we need to manage our emotion as well as others emotion. So the balance between these two, if you want to do that, you need to actually learn the emotional intelligence skills. So in the business world is the emotional intelligence, or here I am showing you EQ, emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. In the business world, is proven that EQ is playing the highest role for success. But in academia, when we consider to build our career, to have our success in career, in our life, we are actually mostly considering IQ. But as I have said, I'm saying repeatedly that work culture has been changing dramatically. Now EQ is actually shifting or coming to the academia. Okay, so this is the importance of EQ in academia. We need to build these skills because we need to manage more people. So here I'm not going to go into the detail of emotional intelligence because there's a huge thing. Here I'm just showing you the 5 components of emotional intelligence, and I am choosing for today is empathy, right? So empathy, what is empathy? It is a component of emotional intelligence skills. So what is empathy? Empathy is the ability to understand other people's feelings and perspective, and to use that understanding to guide our actions. So we say that, like, put yourselves on other person's shoes. Okay. So here I found out some cute picture of empathy. This is like the cartoon, and this is the real life when a teacher is really talking with their students and trying to solve their problem or at least talk to them. This is kind of empathy. We have broadly 3 types of empathy. The first one is cognitive empathy. It means think about others. So when you are seeing someone in pain or in a good situation, just think about others. The second one is like feel others. Okay. So first one is think others. The second one is feel others. So that's why it's called second one, emotional empathy. And the third one is compassionate empathy. That means when you see someone is in pain, try to help them, try to take some action for them. So it's kind of the highest level of empathy. Like I hear a very good example is mentor-mentee relationship. Okay, so now in academia, this mentor-mentee relationship things are really growing, right? So your mentor is actually helping, like holding your hand and trying to push, or sorry, trying to pull you to the upper level. Okay, so my mentor is actually when I have first, when I went to my internship training on the very first day, my mentor at Los Angeles Community College, my mentor told to every student that Kankana is my mentee, and I am trying to hold her hand and pull her to the top of the rope. So please help our students to be with her, to cooperate with her. So that is kind of mentor-mentee relationship. And this is the highest level of empathy. And when you achieve these 3 type of empathy, undoubtedly, you can establishing a good, positive relationship with your workers, with your peers, with your collaborators, etc. So now, what are the importance of being empathic in academia? As I have said before, like build effective collaboration, improve cultural competence, and there are so many other reasons. But here I just want to mention about cultural competence, because nowadays cultural competence, you must be culturally competent, meaning you need to actually understand and you need to have a feel for diverse group of people. So you have to work with diverse group of people nowadays. So try to understand them and then work with them. So this is called cultural competence. Okay. And then consequences of lacking empathy. So as usual, like you are less willing to listen to others, understand others, then you can be argumentative, then blame others, and ultimately you will just emotionally outburst. And then there are some strategies to expand your empathic potential. So be present and courageous, then be curious, listen to others, listen hard, and then definitely create a culture of teamwork, because as you practice empathy, it will, it will be like growing. So you need to practice empathy and definitely choose an attitude of gratitude. It helped me personally a lot. So in every morning, I write down 3 persons' name who I am like, to whom I give my gratitude. And at every night, I write down 3 persons' name who, to whom I am grateful. So practice gratitude, okay? Then you can probably feel your values also. My fourth one is time management. So I know this is a very, very important skills. So time management is a skill which we all need, because it will reduce. You can be very productive at your work and at your life also if you manage, you can manage your time. And there are lots of like talk went on in the panel discussion. So definitely time, if you are good at time management, you actually can reduce your stress, and have, you can have more work-life balance. So now I want to ask you to write in the chat box, like how often do you find yourself running out of time? Like weekly, daily, hourly? Because many of us are actually kind of, it seems to us that there is never enough time to finish our work. Okay, so either you run your day or your day will run you. It's a very nice quote. I like this quote. So what are the importance of time management for better life? I will just tell you the first one, and definitely after telling you the first one, you can understand the others, okay? I will explain the first one. Because we have 24 hours. And as a human being, we have limited energy. We cannot work in every seconds of these 24 hours. So you have to actually carefully spend your time and energy when you really want to be productive, because it's very, very crucial to take control of your time and reduce your stress. So that's why this is probably that's why I have written in at the very top, like importance of good time management, effective time management is like time and energy is limited. So please keep it in this mind, like time and energy is limited. Next, like what will be the consequences if we have the effective time management? Definitely, we can handle multiple projects, we can meet deadlines, and we will be more productive. And when we manage our time, we can take some free time for us. On the other hand, this free time will give you to do something for yourself. So your mind will be calm and composed, and then you will take the better decision, and then ultimately you will be productive. You will reduce your error in your work. So this is the whole scenario of the consequences of effective time management. The next one is what will be the consequences of poor time management. So here we can see that getting less done than you expected, meaning when you are not good at time management, you are sometimes putting more time on our part of the job, and when you see, oh my god, I don't have much time left, so you are insufficient time. When the insufficient time left, your rest part of the job is actually left. So you are actually not completing the whole job. So that's why you expect that you will be finishing the job, but you couldn't because of your bad time management, poor time management. then definitely you will enable to meet deadlines and your disorganized workplace and your stress level is getting high. This will lead your health issue and ultimately you quit the job. So this could be the consequences of poor time management. So why it's like that? Why it's happening actually? Because sometimes we work without setting a goal and setting a priority. Sometimes we don't delegate our work. Like we are not passing on our work. We are trying to do everything by ourselves. If there is a chance that we can pass on some of our work to our colleagues or our friends or our peers, we still want to do everything by our own. Then definitely poor organization skills and definitely procrastination. So this word is coming uh, like in this century, this procrastination is a very tough word because it means you are delaying the work till the last minute. So don't procrastinate. So here I want to say you something that time management strategies, because I'm now going to show you some common time management strategies. But one thing I should say that time management strategies are very personal because we are unique. It's not that every time management strategies are working for all of you. So different time management strategies can work differently from you. So that's why there are 4 basic principles which are common to all. So strategies are not common to all. You need to find out what strategies are working for you, but the principles are common to all. So let me show you the principle. So the first one is prioritization. What is prioritization? That you cannot do every work because it's again 24 hours and our energy is limited. So we need to think like which work is more important than others. And then you set our works in our calendar. The second one is organization. You must be a good organizer, or at least a reasonable organizer. Otherwise, you are losing immense time. You will miss deadline. So 2 ways you can organize yourself. One, you can actually use diary or calendar to organize your time and everything. And then definitely file your stuff so that if you when you are not finding a lecture note and you are just spending hours to find out the lecture notes. So don't do that. So try to organize your stuff. Next, focus. So focus when you know that this work is, or this work I'm going to do today and for that long, then you need to focus on that stuff to be more productive without any interruption. So what is like without, why I'm saying without interruption, because sometimes social medias can interrupt your concentration or your focus. So try to avoid social media when you are studying. Then it's like it varies person to person, like where we can focus more. Like some person can focus more on a separate study uh, room, some person can focus more in the library. So try to find out your environment, like your study place. And definitely here I want to show you like some person can be more productive at night, some person can be more productive in the morning. So definitely this is kind of the environmental effect on focus. Okay, here I want to say something. How I'm doing as time, Shobha? How long?
Actually, we are enjoying it so much. I
Okay, so I have just one skill left.
Yeah,
So
sure.
if okay, so I can continue.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Oh,
I just love
oh,
it.
thank you. So okay,
Okay. Yeah.
and the fourth principle is self-discipline. So why self-discipline? Because just one slide before I said procrastination, right? Delaying your work till the last minute. And we all procrastinate. Everybody procrastinate, okay? But try not to do it, okay? So self-discipline means like, because good time management actually comes down to self-discipline. So don't prone to procrastination. Sometimes we do procrastinate, but don't prone to it. Okay, don't make it a habit of procrastinating. So you can procrastinate a little bit sometimes, but don't make it a habit. And definitely self-discipline, meaning you have to have work-life balance, because when the panelists were discussing their real story, I have seen like some of you in the chat box in the YouTube